Shalom. This is Daniel Stern coming at you from the roof of the Netivyah Bible Instruction Ministry in downtown Jerusalem. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about geopolitics, a little bit about the macro, and talk about specifically the relationship and reaction of the United States along with our European allies such as France and Germany and the United Kingdoms to what's going on here in Israel. And of course the effects of it in regards to Iran and Lebanon and so on. Specifically, in the last few days, in the last few weeks, there's been a lot of talk from the Biden-Harris administration as well as from, as mentioned, France, Germany, and the United Kingdoms about embargoes, weapon embargoes, about not providing Israel with arms, with bombs, with missiles, with interceptors. And in theory, and in reality, that has a big effect on the decisions that Israel makes in regards to the area. First of all, regarding its capabilities to intercept and defend its people from attacks from Lebanon, from Yemen, from Iran, and so on. And second of all, in regards to what types of operations it will do, how precise it can be, because much of the embargoed arms are the smarter weapons, which basically, in theory, forces Israel to use dumber weapons, which cause higher collateral damage. Now, what the different countries are saying is that the situation in Gaza is unacceptable. The situation in Lebanon is unacceptable. And the absurdity of it, of course, is that for a year, nothing has happened, nothing has advanced in regards to any type of negotiation. The other side, Hezbollah, has been bombing Israel with 11,000 rockets for a year. No one said anything to them. No one gives a hoot. But as soon as Israel defends itself, as soon as Israel responds, then suddenly the world is up in arms on how terrible it is that Israel is doing something, which is, of course, the historical situation that's always taken place. Whenever Israel responds, then the world gets in a hissy fit. Similarly, the fact that Hamas uses human shields, has stolen over 90% of the humanitarian goods, has bases in hospitals and schools, and the United Nations organizations such as UNRWA and UNIFIL are in complete cooperation, at least, if not completely run by terrorist organizations, no one cares about. But as soon as Israel starts responding, starts defending itself, then suddenly this is terrible, it has to be stopped, we have to put an end to it. This is how it's been. It's also how it is when Israel has defended itself throughout the decades in different wars. As soon as the tides turn and Israel starts winning, suddenly we have to put an end to the war. We have to call for a truce. Because, for whatever reason, the world hates Jews, is anti-Semite, does not want Israel to succeed. And obviously this is true for hundreds of years. Whenever Jews did something, it was seen as a horrible crime, such as lending money in Europe. But whenever non-Jews do it, such as Italian banking families, then it's totally normal, a part of life, nothing's wrong with it. So, likewise here, if this was happening in any other country in the world, it would be accepted and encouraged that they would respond to stop the threat of terrorists. But here in Israel, we can't defend ourselves. We can't protect our civilians. Anyways, so Germany, Italy, France, and the United Kingdom and the United States have all delayed, stopped, paused, threatened to stop supplying Israel with weapons. Additionally, France just uninvited Israel to attend the largest naval defense expo in the world. But you know what? I think that the world sees Israel's arms in action now and can decide for themselves if they would like to purchase it. I don't think we need a French expose for that. But in any case, this obviously shows the world, shows the true face of the world to those around us. As Bibi Netanyahu said to Emmanuel Macron, Israel will win, but your shame will endure forever. So the same can be said for the Biden-Harris administration and for all the others. Obviously, as mentioned, this does affect Israel's operation. I remember hearing months ago from troops in the Golan, in the Galilee, artillery troops were talking about the fact that they had to be considerate of how much they bombed and where they bombed because they were doing what's called arms economics. They had to consider and couldn't just do as much as they felt was the appropriate amount. Now, if you were to ask an IDF spokesperson, they would say that's not true, that doesn't happen. So either the soldiers are lying or the IDF spokesperson is lying, or there's some form of miscommunication going on. You guys can decide for yourselves. In the meantime, allow me to request that you pray for Israel, pray for its leadership, pray for guidance, pray that the world switches course and remembers what God said to Abraham, I will bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. And we want to bless Israel, and I want you to stand with Israel and bless Israel and pray for Israel and share this news. So this is when we say Chag Sameach for Chag Sukkot, and God bless you all.